latest news in North Central Washington, go to ncwlife.com or find us on Facebook. Got a news tip? Email us at news@ncwlife.com or call 888-2020. Good Wednesday evening and welcome to the NCW Life Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top stories, let's take a quick look outside our weather window and what a change that we're seeing today compared to the last few days. Lots of clouds began to roll in this morning. Now a pretty heavy cloud deck over the Wenatchee Valley as we take a look down at the beautiful city of East Wenatchee and Wenatchee from our tower cam, Sky-Fi tower cam at Omi Gardens, and clouds moving in, and that is ahead of a big Pacific storm. In fact, we are under a flood watch right now in Chelan County, also parts of Okanagan County to our north, and almost all of the northeastern part of the state will be under this flood watch, which is in effect today until 11 p.m. tomorrow night. And there's some pretty hefty rain totals associated with this storm system. We could pick up over a ½ inch of rain here in the Wenatchee area from this storm, and it just gets higher as we move up to the north. Omak, also into Winthrop, around an inch, maybe a little bit more, and all points north, at least 3/4 of an inch or more. So that, on top of already melting snow, could cause some flooding around the area, and we'll keep you posted on that. Plus, we'll talk much more about that a little bit later on in your weather forecast. And now a few of the news stories we're following for you tonight. Tonight, the NCW Life channel will broadcast a town hall forum live from the LGI room at Wenatchee High School regarding the school bond issue. We hope you all join us then. And an historic mural by famed Wenatchee artist Walter Graham has been donated to the city. But first, we begin tonight. The January 2018 unemployment rate for the Wenatchee statistical market is the lowest reading ever recorded for the month of January since records were implemented back in 1990. Between January 2017 and January 2018, unemployment rates dropped from 7.8% to 7.1% as the labor force expanded and the number of unemployed dropped substantially. Also in the Wenatchee market, the annual average unemployment rate fell from 6% to 5.2%. That's an 0.8% decrease. The labor report is compiled by Don Messick, the regional labor economist with the Employment Security Department. Well, in a little over 2 weeks, ballots will begin to arrive in voters' mailboxes throughout the Wenatchee School District. The district is asking voters to approve a $120 million bond to expand and update the 45-year-old Wenatchee High School. On this morning's Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, Wenatchee High School graduates Connie Morris and Greg Brown asked voters to think of the high school as their own home.
You know, you ask for money and a bond to build a new school. I had to personalize it thinking, all right, so what if I had thousands of kids coming into my house for years?
45.
For 45 years, coming into my house every year, and I had to maintain that thing, and I had a job, and schools don't make anything, so they have to go to the taxpayers, and hopefully we're turning out people that are going to put money back into the system to, when we retire, et cetera, all the things that go with it. But I thought, how am I going to keep this place up? Well, you got thousands of kids coming in, they really don't care, it's not their house. I'm not their parent, but they're coming in every week. You're going to have to maintain it, keep it up. They're going to tear it up. I thought, this gets interesting. So where's the money come from? This is separate from the McCleary and some of these other things. This is just the building. It's 45 years old. If my house at home, or where I live now, had thousands of kids come through it, I bet it looked pretty bad after 45 years, and it probably cost me a bunch to fix it up.
And as I mentioned at the top of the newscast, tonight the NCW Life channel will broadcast that town hall forum live from the LGI room at Wenatchee High School. The time, 7 to 8 o'clock. A Moses Lake man wanted in connection with a car fire last month was arrested late last week on unrelated charges. Moses Lake police say 23-year-old Evgeny Labrinstev was taken into custody after he reportedly ran from officers when he was spotted in a stolen minivan. After initially escaping police early on March 13th, they were then called to a home on Canterbury Lane in Moses Lake after a homeowner noticed the door to his shed open with insulation on the ground. The ceiling of the shed also had a large tear, making it appear someone had fallen through the rafters. Officers reportedly found clothing inside the shed that Laprinstev was wearing when he ran from police. 3 days later, on March 16th, Laprinstev was stopped on a traffic violation. The suspect also fled the scene back on January 19th after he attempted to fill a trash can with gas at a service station in Moses Lake, causing the car to start on fire and injuring a female passenger. Prosecutors charged Laprinstev with possession of a stolen vehicle and malicious mischief in the second degree. Coming up next, the issue of Bitcoin mining will be revisited by the Wenatchee City Council tomorrow night, and the Apple Capital Recreation Loop Trail Riverwalk Bridge will be closed all of next week due to scheduled maintenance. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCW Life Evening News.
Hi, I'm Cordell Schroeder, owner of East Wenatchee Mobile Storage.
If you're thinking about making a move anytime soon, check out the East Wenatchee Mini Storage brand new mobile storage service. They drop it off at your location, you pack it, and they pick it up and store it in their protected warehouse at East Wenatchee for as long as you need. When you're ready, they'll drop it off at your new home or office. East Wenatchee Mini Storage is excited to offer this brand new service to our region.
Call 509-884-8643 or find us on the web at ewministorage.com.
I gotta tell you, I'm nervous.
Selling your home, it's a big step.
Can we find the right buyer in this market?
Look at our website. When someone looks at your home, I can tell how ready they are to buy. See that number? The closer it is to 100, the closer they are to buying. So, I know who to zero in on.
So you have a secret weapon.
You mean, we have a secret weapon.
I like that. Oh, what do you think of the wallpaper?
I love that touch.
Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house, featuring great family dining in downtown Chelan. We've got burgers, pub fare, and the best barbecue around. Try one of our award-winning sauces made fresh here in-house. So grab the whole gang and come on down. Stormy Mountain Brewing. Beer, barbecue, friends, and beer.
Welcome back. In another news, county commissioners from several states with legalized recreational marijuana met recently in Washington, D.C. as part of the National Association of Counties annual conference. Chelan County Commissioners Keith Gaynor and Doug England participated in those talks. Gaynor tells NCW Life News that there are many issues of mutual concern.
The issues are really the same. I mean, where do you locate your grows? How do you deal with the retail component? And so some of the things that we've been able to work through, I think we were able to share, where we've come and what not to do, and don't, make assumptions. But I think for me, one of the bigger moments, it was just talking with another person from a county here in Washington who doesn't deal in the industry like we do in Chelan County. And it was interesting that their perception of how the industry is working is totally different than what we've experienced. So I think there's a lot to be learned by shared experiences and in trying to come up with legislation that helps people deal with the problems, in a more proactive manner rather than trying to come and change things after the fact. So it was a good conversation.
I think too, one of the common problems that they're all having is that their states are looking at it as a revenue producing. It's not a matter of the right to have marijuana. It's how much money can we raise off of it. And at the county level, everyone is experiencing a lack of funding. There is such an increase in revenue, but it's all being kept at the top and not be funneled into other projects, not into enforcement. And there are some real enforcement problems that have come up. The gentleman from one of the commissioners from Colorado have been able to document a much higher increase of accidents that are involved with marijuana. The disturbing tests that have shown that a very high percentage of newborn children now already have marijuana in their bloodstream. This wasn't an issue of whether or not it should be allowed. It was an issue of how it can be done in a way that won't really disrupt what society has come to expect.
There are currently 9 states, including the District of Columbia, that have legalized recreational or medical marijuana, or both. Well, the issue of Bitcoin mining will be revisited by the Wenatchee City Council tomorrow night. A public hearing is scheduled in connection with the council's recent ban on at-home cryptocurrency mining. The council's action is in response to concerns raised by Chelan County PUD officials over Bitcoin mining in residential neighborhoods. At a recent council meeting, officials talked about the burden high-density loads put on the grid and the fire dangers it poses.
I brought a couple of examples of what happens to our distribution system, or our supply cables and our transformers, when this type of application is not approved and we haven't had the opportunity to size equipment appropriately. So this first is a wire. It's a supply wire. It was an overhead supply wire. And you can see the insulation, because of the amperage or the electricity moving through this particular cable, exceeded its rating, that the insulation burned off there. You can see up here the arcing and sparking and the breakdown of the insulation components, right? So this is what happens when you push too much energy through a line that wasn't designed for that. Another example, this is a little bit different looking, but if you can all think about one of those fiberglass handholds, maybe an irrigation box in your yard. We make electrical connections in those flush ground handholds, the green handholds. This one happened to be about 2 foot by 2 foot by 18 inches. The overloaded cables went phase to phase, started an arc which caught the handhole on fire and burned the handhole. This is what was left of that handhole. It also started a grass fire, about a half an acre grass fire, and fortunately the first responders were able to get there in time just before it was catastrophic to catching a neighbor house on fire.
Thursday's public hearing will help council members work with the PUD to establish new regulations during the term of the 12-month moratorium. Thursday's meeting starts at 5:15 at City Hall. According to a recently released annual statewide survey by the Department of Fish and Wildlife, Washington's gray wolf population increased for the 9th consecutive year. NCW Life's Megan McPherson has more.
Much of those increases continue to be primarily in the northeastern part of the state. In the report released last Friday, the state's wolf population at the end of 2017 was around 122, including 22 packs and 14 successful breeding pairs. That compares with a minimum of 115 wolves, 20 packs, and 10 breeding pairs reported at the end of 2016. Ben Maletsky, Fish and Wildlife Wolf Specialist, says the 2017 totals are the highest recorded since the state documented an established wolf pack in the state, and annual surveys were begun in 2008. The state's wolf population has grown by an annual average of 31% over the past decade. According to the 2017 survey, 15 of the 22 known packs range in Ferry, Stevens, and Ponderay counties in the northeast corner of the state. There has been recent confirmation of at least one wolf in western Washington, but wolf packs have not yet become established in the North and South Cascades, even though quality habitat is available in those areas. Megan McPherson, NCW Life News.
Thank you, Megan. The Apple Capital Recreational Loop Trail Riverwalk Bridge will be closed next week due to scheduled maintenance in addition of bird netting to deter pigeons nesting there. The Riverwalk Bridge is the pedestrian bridge that connects downtown Wenatchee to the Riverfront Park. Closure will take place on Monday, March 26th and run through Thursday, March 29th. Those closures are from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Alternative routes are available for citizens heading south to Orondo Avenue and north to 5th Street. You're watching the NCW Life Evening News. Coming up next, your sports update with Eric Granstrom and our feature story tonight. That and much more still to come on the NCW Life Evening News. Stay with us.
Lake Chelan mailboxes find solutions and the best price for all your shipping needs, including UPS, FedEx, and the U.S. Postal Service. We offer a variety of services including quality copies of all sizes, faxing, scanning, sending and receiving email, laminating, and notarizing. Enjoy browsing through our large selection of greeting cards. Lake Chelan Mailboxes supports our military, fire victims, and our community. Come see us at the Plaza in Lake Chelan.
Thursday night, hockey night on the NCW Life Channel. It all begins at 7 o'clock with a call of the Wild and Clarkie's Corner. Then it's non-stop hockey action with a voice of the Wild, Arch Ecker. Join us as the Wild battle the rest of the BCHL. Thursday night is hockey night on the NCW Life Channel.
Now it's a sports update on the NCW Life Channel.
And a happy Wednesday. Weather Wenatchee Wild were hoping for a home ice advantage last night in Game 3 of their Interior Division semifinals of the BCHL playoffs with Vernon. Apparently it worked, well, at least for the first 35 minutes. Arch Ecker had the thrilling call of a physical game last night on the Wenatchee Wild Hockey Network.
Zach to Morton, top of the right circle, down low for Weatherby. Back to Zach. He shoots, he scores! Zach over to Weatherby, threads it through. Loose puck in front, shot, score! Sam Morton slaps home the rebound. A 5-on-3 power play goal. The Wild now lead it 2-0. To get it into the zone, twisted in on net and into the goal. From the left side, just a backhand shot. Latta looking for a trailer, finds one, and Young. His shot, he scores. Williamson comes in, his shot, swept and scored. Nico Karamanis swept home the rebound. Williamson got the shot through traffic, and the rebound fell off to the left-hand side of Park. And Karamanis able to sweep it home just like that. The Vipers have pulled ahead. They now lead it by a score of 3-2. Young with an even strength goal, and then Karamanis with a power play goal as well. Fans looking for a call after Iannone got twisted down. It's turned over. Iannone's got it. He shoots. Save made. Rebound. Score! Iannone gets the ultimate revenge for Stratton on the left side. Final minute of play. Regulation, here comes Hessler. He's in, he shoots, he scores! Point, he shovels it over to Young. That shot blocked on the way through and cleared by Sauter the length of the ice. And that'll do it.
So the Wild draw to within one of the best of 7 series. Game 4 tonight at the Town Toyota Center. Puck will drop at 7:05. Last night's 4-3 loss for Vernon, by the way. The Vipers' first loss of this postseason in 7 games. Wild will try to make it 2 in a row tonight and send the series back to Vernon tied at 2. The Wenatchee Panthers hosted West Valley at Leibofto Field at the Apple Bowl last night in Big Nine soccer. Wenatchee was trying to erase the memory of Friday's loss at Sunnyside. Jose Camarillo gave the home fans something to cheer about in the first half. Matt Wiesen and I had the call here on the NCW Life Channel.
And now Wenatchee with a chip ahead, and here's Camarillo on the run. Heads it, trying to get it to himself with a chance. It's in with a goal. Jose Camarillo in the 12th minute gives Wenatchee a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, great goal by Jose. West Valley was really tentative to do anything with that ball. I think they just wanted to walk it out of bounds. And Jose kind of basically said, you know, if you're not going to kick that ball and if the keeper's not going to come out and get it, I'm just going to go ahead and put a shot on. That long pass, bypassing midfield and losing possession.
Navarrete almost bent that one in with the right foot, spinning around just a little bit high and right. So play continues. And again, right in front, and a goal going to be scored. Well, you let them hang on the doorstep forever. Eventually, they're going to get a chance, and Colvin Moore with the equalizer here in the 46th minute.
Yeah, you know, I guess West Valley hasn't really been generating too many shots.
Right.
And Wenatchee's defense did kind of fall asleep there for a second, and
Jose Camarillo was able to get it past the goalkeeper in the net for the goal.
Yeah, just like West Valley's defense there.
Yeah, I mean, boy, he just cut on in his left foot, took a couple of players on, and it was a nice finish past the goalkeeper. good response from Wenatchee, obviously with the West Valley just equalizing, to have a good reaction to go down the other end and get an early goal shows good team unity and a good reaction to their goal.
Here's the approach and a kick. Zaldivar in front, header attempt by Wenatchee, and it goes in, an own goal after the header for the Panthers, and they go up 3-1.
That's what we were saying before. Good ball into the box. Anything can happen. It was a quick ricochet, and I don't think the West Valley had any communication going on and got slightly unlucky, and the ball went in the back of the net.
Put a foot to it.
Here's a corner kick, crossing, header, tips off the goalkeeper, and
that's a goal.
That's a goal.
There we go.
Oh, here we go. Chance for Wenatchee. The approach. The goalie came out. The ball trickling, and it goes in for the goal. Ferris Nasser with the counter for the Panthers. They lead it 4-2. Boy, you just wondered with that goalkeeper as he came out. I guess that's the play you make. And the collision happened, but that ball just continued to trickle and trickle and trickle and goes in. So 4-2, the final. Wenatchee improved to 3-1-1 with the win and will be on the road at Eisenhower on Friday. Also on the Les Schwab Prep scoreboard from last night in boys soccer, it was Eastmont edging Moses Lake on the road 4-3, and Chelan notched to win against Natchez Valley 3-1. High school baseball yesterday. Eastmont eased past Eisenhower 11-8. Wenatchee blanked Davis at Rec Park 8-0. Cascade doubled up Royal 14-7, and Manson down Waterville Mansfield 15-7. On the softball diamonds yesterday, Wenatchee blackjacked Davis 21-11. Eastmont outscored Eisenhower 25-17. Ephrata doubled up Cascade 10-5. The first pod of the Big Nine boys golf season went the way of the Rams on Tuesday. West Valley first in the team standings with a 323. Wenatchee second at 335. Eastmont third at 364. Finally, on the Les Schwab Prep scoreboard, turned to tennis. Wenatchee boys beat West Valley 5-2, but the Panther girls came up short to the Rams 6-1. Eastmont split with Moses Lake as the boys won 5-2, but the girls lost 5-2. That's sports news. I'm Eric Grandstrom. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Eric. In tonight's features story, an historic mural by famed Wenatchee artist Walter Graham has been donated to the city by Washington Federal Bank. NCW Life's Steve Hare reports.
The tile mural was removed from the bank's North Wenatchee Avenue branch when the building was demolished to make way for a new branch office. Now the construction work continues on the new bank, which will replace the downtown branch. Here's Regional Bank Manager Ken McLean, who explains.
That building went up in 1960 actually, and I think the mural was part of the original building, and it was Walter Graham, and it had a great Wenatchee classic scene that was just built in mosaic on tiles on the wall. And so it was of great interest to us to preserve that, and we tried to find a couple of different suitors that might be able to take that, and ultimately the city of Wenatchee is going to make use of it, and so Washington Federal paid to get that removed very carefully. You had to find somebody who knew how to do that, and put it in storage for them for a while, and then the city has plans of reinstalling that at a later date.
Meanwhile, the city's Parks and Recreation Department Director Dave Erickson complimented the bank for preserving the artwork.
So once it came off the wall, the bank stored it for a while and then had to move it. So we ended up moving it up, I believe, up here to our Public Works building so it can be safely stored until the time comes where it can be reinstalled. So all in all, it's just a really nice partnership with the bank to save a kind of an iconic piece of Wenatchee history on that mural.
Now, the future home for the mural could be in the old federal building now owned by Localtel. City wants to purchase part of the building from the communications company to relocate some services currently located at City Hall. The bank should be open in a couple of months. I'm Steve Hare, NCW Life News.
And we'll be back with your complete local weather forecast right after this.
I'm Jenny Rojanasatian, and this is Guada TV. Every week we will be bringing you a first look at North Central Washington business, tech, and education news. You'll hear from local influencers and innovators who live right here in the Valley. Together we'll discuss hot topics, current events, and resources that can support your business, our schools, and this community. Join me every week, and let's get inspired.
Papa Murphy's presents a fresh take on unbaked. Who wants an unbaked pizza? You do. Because unbaked means unprocessed dough and unfrozen vegetables, all prepared fresh by us. So the difference between a pizza fresh from your oven and one pulled from a greasy delivery box? Unreal. The smell? Unbelievable. Leftovers? Unlikely. Home bake a large Papa's all meat with Canadian bacon, salami, pepperoni, Italian sausage, and ground beef. Just $12. Papa Murphy's. Love at 425 degrees.
And time now for your North Central Washington weather forecast, and let's get right into the details of that. The dry weather of the past few days will come to an end tonight as we enter an active period of stormy wet weather. This change will be a result of a digging trough of low pressure currently off the northern British Columbia coast. This system is expected to dig south into the offshore waters of northern Oregon by late afternoon, where it is right there on your loop, and then into northern California offshore waters overnight. This digging will pull moisture up from the south into the inland northwest, a very favorable flow for us to receive moisture here in north central Washington. The current precipitable water values over the region are around 0.3 of an inch and should more than double during the next 24 hours. We have a 30% chance of late and early evening showers here in Wenatchee, an 80% chance tonight. And then on Thursday, a wet cold front tracks through west to east through the inland northwest, producing a period of widespread precipitation. A flood watch remains in place from now until 11 p.m. Thursday night. In Chelan County, the watch includes the city of Wenatchee, Leavenworth, Cashmere, Eniat, Chelan, and Manson. A flood watch is also in effect for parts of Okanagan County, including Omak, Okanagan, and Brewster. By Friday, we'll see about a 40% chance of just scattered showers with cooler temperatures. On Saturday, the storm system will begin to move away, leaving behind just scattered showers to start our weekend. And then by Sunday, a shortwave weather ridge will build into the inland northwest, bringing us clearing skies and drier weather. A sunny, warm trend will continue on Monday and Tuesday as well, with high temperatures back into the mid and upper 50s. Here's a look at that forecast now, and we will see 41 as our overnight low tonight. Remember, an 80% chance of rain overnight, 54 your high on Thursday with a 70% chance of rain. That will mainly be in our morning to early afternoon hours. Cloudy skies with a 40% chance of scattered showers on Friday and cooler at 50 degrees, 51 on Saturday with maybe a morning sprinkle. And then the sun returns for our Sunday, dry conditions in 53 as we steadily warm up Monday and Tuesday. And by Tuesday next week, our high temperature expected to reach 58 degrees. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around north central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-NCWL. That's 888-6295. Also, keep it right here on the NCW Life channel tomorrow morning for Wake Up Wenatchee Valley with your host Dan Kuntz and News with Steve Hare. Thanks for joining us tonight and have a great night.
This is TV. This is TV Set Free. TV everywhere from Localtel sets you free to watch what you want, where you want. Catch your favorite networks, including live TV, ready to watch on any web-connected device for no extra charge. That's TV Set Free. Enjoy the extra value Localtel delivers with TV everywhere. Visit localtel.net and sign up today.
Hey there, Wenatchee. I'm Sean Lee, and I'm inviting you to check out the NCW Movie Guide to keep up on what movies are playing in our town.
Hi there, my name's Patrick, and I'm the branch manager here at New American Funding. Applying for a home loan is an exciting time. You may have a lot of questions about how to meet your home loan goals, the loan process, or your borrowing options. We're here to help. We do things differently here at New American Funding. Not only do we have an array of loan products and a team of specialists to support you, but we get to know you personally. We want to earn your trust and business for life. So stop by our Wenatchee or Chelan office or give us a call today.
For
the newest tech, coolest tech, and the craziest tech stories available on the interwebs.
A man caught clinging to the back of a speeding train. Tune in to your weekly tech update right here on the NCW Life channel.
I'm candidate Rebecca Hall, and you're watching the NCW Life channel.